Hello, everyone. Our guest today is noted translator and interpreter of Urdu language, Manisha Patwardhan. She is a science postgraduate and a diploma in lab technology. She was working in the research field in the National Institute of Immunology, KEM Hospital, Mumbai, and she's a die-hard fan of Urdu language. We will talk to her today to understand her passion for languages. Welcome, Manisha.
Namaskar to everyone.
Namaskar. I would like to start by asking you, how did a science graduate, start a career in languages? This is really commendable.
Uh, no, my first, I can say that you need not have to be a particular graduate to pursue
Mhm.
any language. But it so happened there is an incident, a joke which had happened in the past with me. When I was
Mhm.
doing my DMLT, there was one teacher who used to get a newspaper. And there were used to be many newspapers because it was a municipal hospital. So Marathi, English newspaper used to be there. And by the time in the evening we had some time relaxing and reading, those all newspaper were taken by the patients. So no newspaper were available. So, but she was the one who used to read Urdu newspaper, and her newspaper was never touched by anyone. So she used to say jokingly, if you know Urdu, then your newspaper will never be stolen. So that was a story which was a funny, of course. It was not intended, but that was the thing when I thought, yes, something which is not done by usually or commonly in society. If we pursue that thing, I mean, you are something, the people I admire you, or you are the one who stands out in the crowd. So that is how actually that interest grew in me. And when I was working in a research institute, used to have a lot of time, a free time, when actually I was not doing anything, but you still have to be there in the seat. So I thought, let us see at least some language if I can learn in this spare time. It would be useful. So I got some books because the class time and my office time they were clashing. So I could not formally join that class anytime. So I thought just I give it a try, that I get some book and start reading it. So and it just happened. So it was an accident on my part. I did not actually intentionally did it, but then I started enjoying it. The more I used to read and write, the more I enjoyed it. That
Wow, that's really an unusual beginning.
time. Yes,
You have also done MA in education, Master of
yes,
Art.
yeah.
So, how did you decide to do it?
My family is full of teachers. So practically everybody except me is a teacher in my family.
I see.
And actually, I could have been a teacher, but my education and that time the job was easily available, so I took it. But in our office also, in our hospital also, we used to give training to the doctors and MDs,
Mhm.
because those were the specialized subjects wherever we were working. So those were the specialized area, and students from GS Medical, Tata Hospital, they all used to get their hands-on training. So that time also we were, sort of teachers only. But of course we are teaching science, and I got to know that YCMOU has a good teaching course.
Oh,
So I thought, let me do it. Maybe later I may use it, may not use it, but it was an additional degree I wanted to have. So the MA.
okay, okay, nice. And how did you enter the literature world? Like you explained to us that you learned Urdu,
Yes,
but the literature world is different than
yes,
learning a language,
yes,
right?
definitely. Because see, lot of people they learn the language, but you
Mhm.
come across the literature is not possible for everyone. So
Mhm.
I had friends in literature and arts and dramas.
Mhm.
So Chetan Datar was a good writer, drama
Mhm.
writer. So he is my neighbor. So I used to tell him that I'm learning this and that and all. So he had friends in Maharashtra Urdu Academy, which is basically all Urdu literature comes to that academy itself. before any translational work, Urdu Academy here and in Delhi, both. They select out all the stories or dramas or novels, whichever. So I used to tell him that I have to make use of this knowledge that I have got. So he had a friend in Maharashtra Urdu Academy. I approached him and he offered me 4 or 5 stories, which were the best selected in that year. And he asked me to translate. He said, "You give it a try. If we approve your translation, we make a collaboration and do the work." So I had translated those stories, and I think they were appreciated. And then I started getting those works, the novels or the stories or compilation of stories. So that is how the literature work starts. But yes, definitely, if you don't have the people who can give you the work, then it is really difficult. Then only it will be reading and like that. But literature part, you have to make PR
Yeah.
for good work.
Right. If you want to take a dive into it, you
Yes,
need some
definitely.
resources
Yes,
and
yes.
sources. Right. So, Urdu is really a difficult language to learn. Right. So, maybe because of the script. So, how did you handle that part?
Yes, script is difficult because in writing thing and reading or in conversation it is different from I mean in script, and our conversation is different in Urdu. Like in Marathi, we have U and E and A,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
while writing Urdu, that thing
Hmm.
is mostly omitted. So U and A and all is omitted. So reference to context you have to read while
I
reading the
see.
script. Yeah. So
Oh,
तुझे
okay.
नाव काय आहे? If I say आपका
Hmm.
नाम क्या है? Most of the time that ko and yo will be totally different. So you have to combine it and read it. So it's
Oh,
really difficult. So while practicing, you may practice U and A and E, but in writing, many of the times in books, particularly in books, it is omitted. So yes, the script is difficult. So I used to practice 4 to 5 hours a day, and newspaper reading, everything. So it
uh-huh.
was a tough job for me, and I never had any formal education. So formally, I have never gone and joined the institute and learned it, but I
Hmm.
had friends, so I used to, go to them and literally I used to shake them. No, 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 tell me why it is like that and why it is right like this in the book. So it was fun. It was fun learning that language.
Correct. You pursued it with
Yes.
all your passion.
Nearly after I started learning after 8 or 10 years, I got my first literature work. So it was quite a long time.
Ah, okay. Okay. So, how is this language different from other languages that you know, like English, Hindi, and Marathi? Like a few alphabets you mentioned just now.
Yeah, no, because
But, mm,
Urdu is a mixture of 3 languages. Some
okay.
part comes from Farsi, some parts come from
Mhm.
Arabic, some parts is Hindi. Of course, Hindi is a majority thing, but the
Okay.
script wise, it is totally Arabic and Farsi. So
I
if
see.
you see, there are 3 zers. It's not one
Mhm.
zer or two to. So
Hmm.
every time I have to remember, like if I have to write zer, then
Mhm.
if this alphabet is come from Farsi or Arabic, or it is
Oh.
normal Urdu. So some
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
this vocabulary you have to learn by heart. It's not
I see.
judgmental. I mean, you have to literally learn
Mhm.
by heart that this word should be written like this. I think maybe
Okay.
other languages might be having, but like it was a difficult part on my
Mhm.
part.
Mhm. So, depending on the influence,
Yes,
whether it is Arabic or
yes,
Farsi,
yes.
you will choose the how to write the word.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you have to know it. You
Mhm.
just can't, judge and write that it must be like this. No, it is
Mhm.
like this. So that part is a little tricky. Maybe in other languages in India also having it, but not three. I don't think whether any language of ours has a three. I mean, the amalgamation of 3 languages.
3 languages. Yeah, that is a bit too much for
Yes,
Urdu.
yes,
We see a lot of influence of English in all the languages just now. Like, for example, Marathi, even German or French or Spanish or even Indian languages. Like for TV, we are using TV.
yes,
Mobile, we are using mobile. So how is it in Urdu?
yes. Urdu has borrowed almost 10-20% of the words, and English words
Mhm.
are kept just like in English. they are not deliberately translated in Urdu.
Hmm.
If they have a proper word and which is used in routine, then they are accepted. Otherwise, they don't go for it. They are happy with whatever languages English introduces. They have no problem in that. So there we write the same thing.
The same thing. Huh?
Yeah.
And we would like to know about the Urdu literature. For example, what kind of genres are present there? What do they write about?
Yes. Once upon a time, they say, I mean, I have read quite a few of them, but the dramas were the best in Urdu.
I see.
Before, even now, we say Marathi dramas are, superior of fine. But at that time, even the Hindi dramas used to be really good. And we have all heard about Premchand,
Hmm.
Krishnachand, Rajendra Singh Bedi. Now this new generation have heard about Sadat Hassan Manto. Manto, so
Hmm.
practically everybody has heard because his work has been translated maximum in
Ah,
Marathi. Yes,
yes.
Ismat Chugtai for that matter. So all these are the great, people who had written, and Urdu literature is very superior, and they have tackled almost all the untouched subjects
Mm-hmm.
like sexuality, homosexuality,
Okay.
lesbian problem. So they
Hmm.
have no qualms about taking up these
Yeah.
issues and discuss them. So yes, literature is vast and
Vast.
good. And
Without any taboo, they
no,
have
they rarely
captured
have.
the.
I mean, in culture they are taboo, but in literature, you'll be
Yeah,
surprised that it was not there.
I see.
Yes,
Interesting.
yes.
Interesting. So you have handled literary translations, right, in Urdu language.
Yeah.
So do you also deal in commercial documents or like we say technical translations per se?
No, no, no. I think they may be having a team of that kind of
Hmm.
people who must be dealing, because majority of the part will be written in Urdu, but maybe English only, because I
Acha.
don't think they have proper vocabulary for that. So
Like
half
for
of
example,
the
legal or medical
yeah. So
vocabulary.
I think those words are going to be same only written in the Ekta, the script what we use.
Ah, okay,
But I have never worked on it.
okay. You also worked as an interpreter, right? So,
For a little time, but not much. My
hmm,
majority, even interpreter of what kind, I'll tell you, because the interview has been done
ah,
and that has come to me and I have done it in no time. So that is an interpreter part.
I see.
But
I
not
see. Okay.
one to one, I had never gone because their timings are all, odd
Ah,
timing workings and all that. But yes,
yes.
I was told that this interview is being held, and within an hour or half, can you just do the translation and deliver it? So I said, okay, I'll do it.
Okay. Okay. Great. So, when you decide to take up a book for translation, what is your thought process?
Thought process is, if I'm given that independence, that yes, I can select on my own
Hmm.
and do the translation, it is done by me. Or otherwise, normally what happens, there are subject wise issues which have been
Hmm.
taken. Like academy takes one subject per year, or some occasion is there, centenary year or something. So at that time, that kind of work is already being decided, and then you are given, but you can select, like there are two books given to you. So I have a I have a freedom to select which I would like to do. So I read it thoroughly.
Hmm.
What my procedure is, I generally go through it thoroughly, see to it that there is no controversy unnecessary,
Hmm.
because then we generally take that out because some issues may be controversial. Then
Hmm.
at that time, both my people who are giving it to me, I point this out, because sometimes this may not be accepted in the language I am doing.
Hmm.
So certain issues we sort out. But yes, overall the subjects which are liked by common people,
Hmm. Hmm.
accepted, read avidly, so they are all taken up by us.
Hmm. And you are doing in the language where Urdu to Marathi and English also?
Yes, Urdu to English, Urdu to Marathi. I have done vice versa also, Marathi to Urdu also.
Oh, okay. That must be a
Because
challenge.
yeah, yes, because there are people who know Marathi,
Huh?
but the problem is they know better of Urdu. So from Marathi to Urdu, sometimes those people are needed. Who can do accurately the translation, whatever, because the certain things are omitted at times. So
Correct.
that way, they need person who knows both the language equally.
Like they say, to know the native language is simple, but
Yeah.
to know the other language like Urdu, or for us German, it could be Kannada also. That
Yes.
becomes a task.
Yes.
Great. And how do you make a selection of stories from Indian and Pakistani writers? So, what is your criteria?
Pakistani writers who are popular in India, we try to get stories from those authors generally. But say if any Pakistani author has emerged popular
Hmm.
recently, that time also we take them. But generally, those people are of old genre. Whichever Pakistani stories are coming to us.
Hmm.
Recently, I have not seen a Zahida Hina or some popular people who have been
Hmm.
writing and who know the Indian counterpart. So
Context.
we select that because otherwise the story becomes irrelevant if that
Huh.
doesn't match our culture, and so we try to select the things which are common in both the cultures
Acha.
so that we
Can you tell
understand.
us? Yeah. Can you tell us a few names of the writers and stories which you
Yeah,
have done?
Jahida Hina is one of my favorite because she has written the full story on Shahbanu. Shahbanu
Oh,
case,
okay.
which was, and she has written fabulously that story. And another story of hers is about a girl who is being languished in a prison with her son, who is born only in prison, and she is a rebellion. She has stood up against the government's oppression, and she has been given a death sentence. And her last night with her son, it was like that I still remember those stories, because though I have done it in say year 2000 and all, but still I was unable to stop my tears when I was translating. So she's one of a person who could write it in details, and with a power, with a punch, you can say, it directly goes to your heart. So she's the one. Then there is one author, Jilani Banu, but
Mhm.
she has written some fun stories. I mean, what you say, na, in maskaria, what they type of say. So that
Ah,
kind of stories, irony, satire. So
mm.
all those things, emotions, they have written, but they are good women authors in Urdu.
Okay, okay, great. You have also translated poems from
Yes,
Urdu
yes.
into Marathi. So, how is this translation, this genre different than others?
Uh,
And how do you handle it?
No, the author, who was my friend, who was my very old, of course, he was not my age, but we had been close for quite a long time. He has given me his book, and he asked me whether I can translate his ghazals. So I
Oh,
said, translating ghazals is a very difficult thing because the soul has to be, translated into different language, and certain times Urdu ghazals are like mercury, very slippery. It's very difficult. then then he gave me his poetry book
uh-huh.
and said, मनीषा देखो इससे काम अगर ये कर सकते हो तो करो because ये मुझे करवा नहीं है. So I said, yes, sir, I will try this because that was that challenge was something really you have to have a great experience behind this. And that time Ahmad Wasi's Kavita.
Hmm.
So those poems were written by Ahmad Wasi, and that book we had published, and it was a good book. It's small poems, not
Mhm.
a very what we can say complicated language, very simple language, and I translated it also simple language, not a
Okay.
complicated. So it was very popular. Whoever has read has
Huh.
given me compliments that they were
Wow,
nice.
amazing. Great. You received the Maharashtra Urdu Sahitya Academy Setu Madhavrao Pagdi Award. So, we would like to know more about it.
Yes, Setu Madhavra Pagdi was a great scholar, a
Mhm.
linguist, possibly knowing many languages in India, and particularly in Urdu, his participation was immense. So whoever gets this award in Marathi Urdu translational work, this award is named after him, Setu Madhavrao Pagdi Award. So that time, around 5 to 6 years, I had already worked with the collaboration with Maharashtra Urdu Academy. I had worked with Maharashtra Government Urdu Cell for publishing Lokarajya magazine. So that magazine is being published in many languages. But we were the few people who had, writing in it for a long time. So that was my book was published, Tichi Katha, her stories, and there I have compiled many stories of, as you say, Indian and Pakistani authors. And that book, along with my work of so many years, was rewarded by that. I think it was 2009.
Okay. That
I
is
was
really
not
good.
expecting it because very senior people were nominated. So it was really a surprise. It was a happy surprise for me.
Yes, certainly. And you also received the Shahir Amir Sheikh Award for bridging two cultures by doing translation.
Yes.
So, can you tell us about it?
Yes, actually, there was an advertisement in paper that time. Even I didn't know, but my friend pointed out that this certain type of award is being given, and the award was actually in a social work and literary work, both combined. And I just sent my biodata along with my books and certain articles I have written about Muslim women who has worked in a social work area, but I translated it in Marathi. So that time I was told that yes, you are selected because you have bridge both the cultures and both the languages together. That was also, again, I was very happy that some other very different kind of award was given to. I would have never expected this award that time.
Yes. It is nice when somebody appreciates your work.
Yes.
Yes. And then tell us about your association with Maharashtra Urdu Academy.
Maharashtra Urdu Academy, I mean, there are many academies in Maharashtra, and all languages have academies in Maharashtra. Urdu Academy is because it is an very eminent institute in India. I mean, all states have their Urdu academies, but Maharashtra Academy in particular has been doing good work for years together.
I see.
Yes, I mean, if you see all other academies, they are mostly in Bihar and UP and those Hindi belt areas. But in Maharashtra, those Urdu works have been translated in many languages at one time. So yes, it is a very respected institute in Maharashtra. So working with that academy, it's you feel really honored when you are asked to work with Urdu Academy. All officers were very cooperative. Even we used to get the grants also, fabulous grants. So there were no dearth of grants for publishing books and all. So our work was fast.
Smooth.
Yes, smooth, very smooth. In government to be smooth functioning was a pleasant surprise.
Indeed. You are also associated with Sahitya Academy, right? So how is that experience?
So Sahitya Academy, if you say our Maharashtra Academy is a small portion, Sahitya Academy is really vast because it deals with practically every language in India. And yes, there are numerous numbers of these authors who approach Sahitya Academy to get their work done.
I see.
So it is a bit struggle. If you are really working good in that particular area, then only you can approach Sahitya Academy. So that was my experience. Was like our author Salam bin Razak, who has been awarded by many academies in India for his Urdu work. And I was asked to do one of his story books of 25 stories. 25 stories is a big work. Yes. And when we approached Sahitya Academy, I was a bit skeptic whether they will really, accept our proposal or not. And I have already given them, I think, 10 stories. So, like Razak sir also said, let us see, Manisha, if it doesn't happen, we will have it done in Maharashtra Academy. But it was really good that it was approved without any hassles.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and it was published, it was appreciated,
Mhm.
and I think we had a good time that time.
That is really good. And since Urdu is a different language for me, and I'm quite excited to hear it from you actually. Can you say a few words or a few lines for me, for
Okay,
us?
right now I don't have any book, but
No,
it's
you
just
can
like
just,
Hindi. Assalamu alaikum, कैसे हैं? आपका
okay.
मिजाज कैसा है? सब खैरियत. Like we greet each other like that. It's a
Uh-huh.
good language. I don't have a book right now. Otherwise, I would have read some lines or.
Oh,
You had not told me that keep a book with me. I would have definitely done it.
yes, my bad.
It's okay.
But it's really a sweet language to the
यस
ears.
यस.
Very sweet.
आदब 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 जिसको बोलते हैं ना, आदब से बात करते हैं. बड़ा
हाँ.
छोटे होता है तो मैं आपको तुम नहीं बोलूंगी. आप कितने
Mhm.
भी मेरे से छोटे होंगे तो भी मैं आपको आप ही कहूंगी, ना कि मैं आपको कभी तुम नहीं कहूंगी. सो दैट
हाँ.
सर्टन थिंग्स आर रियली गुड. तो सुनने में बहुत म्यूजिकल लगती है लैंग्वेज.
बहुत म्यूजिकल है, यू आर राइट.
And because of Urdu Shayari and those Bollywood, I think, songs, it is more popular.
Correct, correct. But there is a lot of confusion between Hindi and Urdu. So sometimes
No, no, no.
we
Both are sisters. I will not say that they are literally come out of the same thing. So only thing is one is written left to right, one is written right to left.
अच्छा.
With the more of Sanskrit in Hindi and more of Farsi and Arabic in Urdu, but otherwise we have
That
a
is
good
really
relation, so never
good.
any problems.
Okay. So to nurture your, nurture your literature, what do you say, to empower yourself with words or to grow in literature, which books do you read? For
Not
example,
particular book, I don't say, because every person has his or her interest. So me saying that you read particular type of book is not going to happen. So whatever literature type you like, you can read it, no problem. But read ardently. I mean, you have to keep reading, and your consistency matters. Whatever you read, I read today, and then I just leave it. Then your language will never improve. So
yes.
read even a newspaper, read even any article of your favorite subject, but do keep reading.
Hmm. And what is your favorite reading? I mean, which language, which authors?
I started reading novels recently. Otherwise, I used to read storybooks because novel is a bit lengthy, and you have to literally go nashist bolte. Nashist means in the seat you have to literally sit and read
Yes,
for a long time. Otherwise, then your continuity goes. So
yes.
if certain novel is interesting, of course, I have been recently reading one book. Now I'm translating is also. Mohsin Khan is a very popular writer in Urdu. He's
Mhm.
from Lucknow. And Allah
Uh-huh.
Biya Ka Karkhan is novel. Now I'm
Oh,
translating it in both languages simultaneously, English and Marathi.
oh my God.
You,
Okay.
it is a fantastic story, a very good novel. And
Oh,
because of all these novels, now I have interest in novels also. Otherwise, I used to get a little bored because the novel size, if I see is more than वो बोलते थे one 150 सफ़ा मैं पढ़ूंगी क्या, ऐसा मतलब I used to hesitate in taking novels. But yes, if it is popular, easy to go, easy to read, then you can read anything of your choice.
okay. And in today's multicultural society and fast-paced life, how would you describe the future of the written word?
Yes, actually, this question has been asked many times, many,
Mhm.
many times, because now everybody is on the mobile, and the print media is on decline.
Hmm.
So people have been asking, is there any future?
Hmm.
If any, then what it will be.
Wow.
But
Hmm.
I should say that no, there is nothing like declining of any language future or something. Because
Hmm.
now there are things which are, because recently I have experience of that. There was a interpreter post. And I mean, there is so much of demand for certain kind of people who know and were expert in languages. So interpreters, translators are, they will never be less in demand. So I don't think this thing will happen that that people of language knowledge will have any time bad time. They will also always in demand, no
Okay.
matter what. So did not
That
have to
is
worry in foreign services. Ma'am, I have in foreign services I have been asked by many people whether I know people who have is expert in two languages, three languages. So I tell this new generation, learn as many languages as you can, because they are in demand in certain sectors like foreign affairs, ME, and all these services. So I don't think it's just a concept that it might happen, but no, it
no.
will survive.
That is a positive picture then.
Yes.
Good. Do you plan to author a book?
I have already written a book, but I mean, book is on the way. I used to publish my stories
I
on
see.
the Pratilipy app.
Oh,
So
yes.
nearly I have got Majma. Majma is a this thing 20 to 25 stories are ready. I
Okay.
might publish it in coming days, but it is in Marathi. Maybe I will write it in Urdu also.
Yeah.
Because
I
right
mean,
now I was busy in this translational work, so I'm not given a thought of doing it.
right. You are your own translator, so you can write and translate easily.
Yes, yes.
And what are your future plans?
Future plans, now I'm learning Mandarin. My first level is
Oh,
almost over. So
wow.
if I go till 3, 4 levels, then I'm planning to be a teacher of Mandarin also. And
Oh,
Arabic
okay.
also I have started. Arabic I have reached second level.
Oh,
So I'll
okay.
be happy if I know more than 4, 5 languages. I mean, it's a passion. I may not do much in it, but the
Yeah.
passion wise, yes.
Why not? Yes. And by becoming a teacher, you will join your family tradition
Yes,
also.
that's my wish, because till date I have not been officially called a teacher, but yes, I wish to be called one.
Good. I would like to know what changes do you think are needed, to be brought about in the language industry?
They will eventually happen. I mean, suggesting me are not going to bring any. And it is going fine. I don't think we have to worry about whether the language will survive, whether it will thrive and all. I think they are not that fragile that they will vanish as long as we are talking.
Yes.
The language is, but only thing is the form may change. Now there are blogs and all, so these all new things which are coming up. So you have to be having expertise in that kind. I mean, the virtual world, we may have to, like, we are talking on Zoom. So how to give an interview in particular language, in particular fashion. That is now what we have to keep learning. Otherwise, language have a bright future. I never doubted that.
Great. Great. So, yeah. So that was a wonderful conversation. And we wish you all the best for Mandarin, Arabic,
Yes, thank you so much. I need it all.
or languages you wish to learn.
Yes, thank you so much.
Great.
Bye.
Great. It was nice to have you here.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye.